You can't just make things up.
What do you mean? I think you
Target
do all
baby
that.
Dunkaccino's real. I need to get some USB-C headphones now.
Do you want an adapter?
No, I don't want an adapter.
Okay, fair enough.
You know, I feel like there's something about in-person recording that just makes me ask if we can get Dan Giesling on the podcast.
So Blink-182 is from California.
Of course they are.
Poway, California.
Honestly, I'm going to start it off with a hot take. I have like 10% less respect for a band when I find out they're from California.
I think that's
not that
not
unreasonable.
entirely unreasonable.
Yeah, I don't like disrespect them. I still like them sometimes.
Yeah.
But they do take a hit.
I'm like, eh.
The population of Poway, California is 49,000 as of 2019.
That does change my mind a little bit, but also it's in San Diego County.
It is in San Diego County.
Which makes you say maybe it's 49,000 because of monetary reasons, not because of access to
I don't
population
know, man.
centers.
It became a city in the 80s.
Oh.
And its rural roots gave rise to its slogan, the city in the country.
Yeah, this sounds like either a
As of
monetary
the
or class.
2010 census, the city has a population of 49,701 as of... as of the 2010 census, it has this population as of 2019.
Look, it's a shortened version of Wikipedia. Can I acquiesce the demographics?
Yeah. Where do I click to find that out?
Wikipedia.
Let's find the demographics.
I'm going to acquiesce the demographics on this one. I'm guessing it's not going to be...
The 2010 demographics. Let's see.
Yeah. That checks.
That's 76% white.
76.9.
76.9% white.
In an area that's 20 miles at max from the Mexican border.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Anyway, let's talk about something different.
Yeah. Dan, what do you have to talk about today? But it's not Blink-182.
Definitely not. I'm trying to think. What do I have to talk about today? Nothing important. I mean, I'm starting. Hopefully, I had session 0 for a new Shadowrun game I'm part of yesterday. That's exciting.
That's fun.
It's very exciting. I have a huge soft spot for Shadowrun. Shocking anybody who knows anything about my aesthetic. I know.
I know. I remember you saying that it's not that you hate D&D, but you would drop all your D&D games almost in a heartbeat to finally get a good Shadowrun game going.
Shadowrun's a big one. There's one or two other systems, but yeah, there's it's not that I hate D&D, although I do push that bit pretty hard because I think it's very funny and it makes people who like D&D very mad because their game is bad. But I don't hate D&D. I just would literally would rather just play any other system. Because
I like how it sounded like for a second you were going to have a moment of like fun honesty with us, and instead you're like, yeah, I mean, I know I push the bit a lot, but actually, unironically, fuck you if you like D&D.
No, I love D&D. I love D&D. I love D&D.
But I fucking hate D&D.
You know what it is? It's not even that. It's I love D&D. I love D&D when it's used for fantasy adventure settings. I hate when D&D when it's used for settings that other games can do much better. I think there's a like if you're doing a fantasy western, yeah, sure, fine, use D&D. If you were just trying to do a western and you're like, hey, I don't want any fantasy in my western, so you can't, like, I'm ripping out huge chunks of the rules for D&D, and so now it's just guns and western. It's a western, but it's D&D based rules. Just go play a better system that's designed to do that. Play the system that's designed for what you're trying to play. That's all I ask.
That's a nice idea. You can always just like suggest that, but like it doesn't matter if people play with D&D.
Oh no, at the end of the day, it super doesn't matter. It super really doesn't.
It's also
matter.
the most accessible by a long shot.
By far most accessible, most like widely available, most widely known for people who aren't
widely known. I
other...
don't know that I'd agree necessarily most accessible. Like you can find any other system in a single Google search.
It's most accessible because it's in the public consciousness much more than anything else.
That I agree
and also
with.
You can get it at Walmart.
You can.
That's true.
Like you can get D&D books at Walmart.
That's fair.
Can't buy Shadowrun or Powered by the Apocalypse at Walmart.
Unfortunate, truly. We live in a society.
Damn, can't believe you have to go to a specialty store to get specialty things.
That's fake. You know, and I said it before. I'm glad that we have things like Critical Role for what they did for the industry. I just wish that people didn't think that was all.
Hey, you sure about that one? Did you not hear what Critical Role just did?
Did they do NFTs?
No, worse. Remember their whole like animated show that was coming out?
Yeah, on Amazon.
I don't, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. It was a Kickstarter backer deal.
Okay.
Um, with the implication being, of course, that you would, if you backed, have access to the show because that was,
Oh, people are
one of the
wrong.
things. But well, yeah, you back a thing and it's like, yeah, you back it at a certain level and you get access to the show.
Mm-hmm.
When MST3K did it, they gave you a DVD box set,
Did Amazon shut that shit
But
right down?
well, of course they did because it's a Prime show.
Yeah.
You're not gonna you can't have it for free.
Yeah.
So now Critical Role is saying, well, you should use your free week, and if you've already used it, make a new email and watch it that way, which is
That's
breaking
rough.
Amazon TOS,
That's rough.
No, it's a bad time. It's
That's rough because
definitely something they screwed up, and you would think that obviously a business isn't going to offer this on by themselves, right?
No,
Like
of course not.
Amazon's not going to bend over backward to be like, oh, so we see that part of your backer rewards. No, they're not going to do that.
They don't give a shit.
You would think that anyone on the Critical Role negotiating team, because I'm not gonna hate on like the actual people themselves for this,
No, of
because it's
course not.
definitely like a business level decision. But like one of their people, when making this deal with Amazon to get it on there, should have thought of that.
100%.
And they didn't, and now people are very mad at them. And this is actually like kind of a super shitty thing that they did because
Yeah,
they're
I mean-
not trying to figure out a way to help.
Well, I feel like I get that it's super
What are they
shitty, and
supposed to do?
exactly
I get it.
what are they supposed to
but
do at this point? It
not
should have been
do
handled
something-
forever ago.
Oh, that's the problem. That's why a lot of people are mad. It should have been handled ages ago.
Yeah.
What
So-
was the initial plan? Like they were just gonna make the show and then just give it to people, and that was gonna be the end of it?
I don't think that they had a full plan of where it was going to go. This was to make sure that the show could get funded,
Yeah.
and the show got funded. Like it was one of Kickstarter's biggest projects.
Yeah,
ever.
wouldn't it be better to go through the studio that you'd be streaming it through to fund it instead of trying to do it funded independently and then also make it a guaranteed service available to people when it's going to be on a streaming platform?
Yeah,
So,
the problem ended up being, I think, that they needed a way to distribute it that they could also make sure to give it to people, like give people access to it in some form. And I don't think that was thought of when they were like funding because they needed proof of concept of funding.
That's
like,
what I
hey,
was gonna
there's
say.
demand
That's
for this
exactly what it
show.
was. They
They
used
didn't have
the
enough of a
Kickstarters.
following before
Yeah.
that.
Well, they used Kickstarter as a
Right.
proof of concept so they could go to Amazon and say, "Look, these people want this. Give us the money to make the show." What was their Kickstarter total? Because I guarantee you, it wasn't enough to make the show.
wait, if it was a Kickstarter for just proof of concept, why didn't they just refund the backers?
Oh, that would be giving them money back.
Well, yeah, then it's not a proof of concept; it's just a grift.
It's low. I mean, that's most shows that are funded on something like Kickstarter, especially if whatever amount they got isn't enough to make the show in its entirety. Yeah, it's essentially a grift. It's
I mean, is it Kickstarter just a grift for the
I
most
mean-
part? The way most people end up using it.
yeah. I wouldn't
we
even
got
go
the
so far as
Ouya.
to say most, but yeah, that does happen a lot.
I've gotten some good things from Kickstarter, but I get where you're coming from.
I mean, technically, I am not gonna flex too hard, but I got Face Rig from Kickstarter like 10 years
Ooh,
ago. Like
that's pretty cool.
like at 10 plus years ago.
All
You
right.
know? And now everyone's using it to be like a anime person on the
VTuber.
internet.
Yeah.
Which I don't really get VTubers.
Nope. Sure don't.
I see it's it's the same, like I just see it and I'm like, I don't really get what's going on here.
Nope. I would be lying if I
Not
said
that I think it's
understood.
bad. I just but I also don't really get most streamers also.
Yeah.
So
That's
there's
fair.
that.
I
I also don't get most of anything, really. You show
I
me
just
something and
don't.
I'm just gonna be like, I don't really get it.
I don't get things.
Yeah, like I see things and I'm like, I don't get it. Doesn't process.
I don't do.
Does that mean I'm stupid? Yeah. Of
Well,
course,
obviously,
but like
what's
here
up
we
to
are,
anything?
it's
First of
kinda
all,
like,
rude.
am I dumb as hell? Yeah. Do I get VTubers also like no. Like are those two things related? Maybe. How
See-
am I supposed to know? I just said I'm dumb as hell.
Part of VTubers, I get it. Part of it because like there's an attraction to like if you want to stream but keep some sort of anonymity, you
Mhm.
can do that. But like I feel like you don't end up even getting the nice part of not having your face, which would be like not having to prep a whole camera rig,
Yeah.
because now you need an even nicer camera with better lighting so that it can
And
pick you up well.
you need
Mhm.
to have like, a higher spec rig because
yeah.
you need to be running a software that's emulating your appearance. Well, not emulating your reactions and how you're handling yourself. On top of everything else that you're doing with the machine.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen there's well, probably not, but
Probably
bear with me. Dan, you're probably more familiar with this. There's the streamers who will have a computer that they play the game on, and they have a separate computer that they stream
Oh,
from.
yeah, Dan Giesen does that.
That's a very normal thing.
Which is even funnier that his games constantly crash on him.
It's just a dang pack spam in chat or something. I don't know.
I don't know what it means, but it does happen.
I love Dan Giesling. He's so good. You know, I feel like there's something about in-person recording that just makes me ask if we can get Dan Giesling on the podcast.
We did do it last time we recorded too.
It's true. It happened. That's why I'm saying last time.
He feels like such a
he's in the room with us.
He's just such an accessible minor celebrity, even though he's very much not.
He gives his cell phone number out. Like it's on his Twitch page. Like you can text him. He even says like, "Hey, text me."
I don't think that's his real cell phone.
It is. He literally texts people.
Well, no, but it's
He's
probably,
pulled it out on stream.
like one of those.
Well, sure, it might be his like a burner or something.
Well,
but,
no,
like,
it's like
he pulls it
there's
out
a
on
service that lets you do that. There's a I can't remember what the name of it is, but Philip DeFranco does the same thing, where it's essentially a text line that he can also use to send out like text blasts to anyone who's like ever sent a message to it. It's absolutely.
I've never gotten a text blast, and I've texted him before.
I mean,
wild.
I've also Snapchatted him before, and he's responded.
That's pretty fun.
He's just very accessible. Like you can he'll text people during the stream. It's funny.
I just think it would be because we can't like Dan Giesling, the internet content creator. I think we could get Dan Giesling, the biggest name in Big Brother that's ever existed.
What about Will Kirby? Come on.
Oh, I'm sorry. One of the biggest names in Big Brother.
Don't forget Dr. Will.
Yeah, dead impossible. The man who worked with what was it? V News. You said? Who was it?
But Dan Giesling was with E News.
E News. I'm sorry. I don't know these things. The guy who worked with E News to cover the exclusive reveal of his kid's birth.
His child,
yeah. Like we can't get that guy.
Well, we can get like former football coach, Hollow Knight player, Twitch streamer Dan Giesling. And by I really don't think we can, honestly.
No, probably not. But like it's nice to dream.
Yeah. He's up in Dearborn. You know where Dearborn is?
Please tell me it's not Michigan.
Oh, it's Michigan, baby.
Fuck Michigan, dude.
It's got the most depth of any state.
Dan, you're missing some context here, so let me fill you in. We were talking earlier about Michigan and the fact that every time you learn something new about Michigan, it'll be like a city you've never heard of, but it has like a population that's like 100,000 people.
Actually, it was like 400,000 people, and it's Saginaw, Michigan. Dan, did you know about Saginaw, Michigan?
He knows about sagging on these nuts.
Dan, do you know about Saginaw and these nuts?
I sure don't, pal.
But do you know about Saginaw, Michigan?
Also, absolutely not.
Of course not. Why would you? Like, you're a normal person.
Of course.
You're Dan. But why would you know about Saginaw, Michigan? Because, like, you're sane.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm,
But Michigan's one of those places that's it's got, like, you'll find something out about Michigan, and you're like, huh? Oh, I guess. Did you know weed is legal in Michigan? Like, it's one of the most legal states. Like, you can do some of the most stuff with it. Right?
I don't know any of this. Yeah, I didn't know any of this.
Yeah, Michigan's weird. They got like depth. What's the capital of Michigan?
Tidiuk?
No.
Tidiuk's a funny word.
Tidiuk's like an hour from here.
Yeah, I know.
It's in Pennsylvania. It's Lansing, right? Like Michigan's got a weirdness to it.
Michigan.
Lansing, Michigan, right? It's just like they got the whole Upper Peninsula. They got like a second Michigan.
Yeah, they literally stole from Canada.
They got like a little bit of Canada, and they're just like, this is Michigan now. Is it like connected to Michigan? No, they have it. It's crazy. I don't get it. Like I don't get Michigan. And there's big cities up there.
Yeah,
Marquette. Joe Parra talks with you.
He does. And
Sault Ste. Marie. Sault Ste. Marie, by the way, is spelled Saulteste Marie. Pronounced Sault Ste. Don't ask me why.
I will not.
Also, there's Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, which is right across the bay.
I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate the spelling, that is. Not the across the bay, though.
But anyway,
that is also
in the
rough.
last month, I've been Michigan pilled. Between the internship I have and my friend starting up school in Michigan, I've become thoroughly Michigan pilled.
Based in Michigan.
Where I just I'm based in Michigan pilled. People keep telling me things about Michigan, and it's just real. I'm like, that? Huh?
One of the biggest H-Marts out there? That was the cool info I gave you today.
Yeah.
It's right in Detroit.
Michigan. There's no rules,
It's true.
There are probably rules in Michigan, but
not
I'm
in
sure
Detroit.
they're weird. I'm sure they're weird rules. I'm sure the Michigan rules are strange. It stole my front porch. That's the funniest.
I love that as a meme, by the way. I think it's so good.
I think
it's very good.
Can't Have Shit in Detroit is really funny, but honestly, the funniest Can't Have Shit in Detroit is the original.
I don't know the original.
True.
The original is they literally stole my front porch, and it's an image of a man who's not a man, an image of an apartment in which the front door opens to nothing and the porch has been taken.
That's honestly a gift.
It's
like how do you beat that?
It's like a front steps. It was like a wooden front steps, kind of. It was like a little porch. Like, and the original photo was that, and it said they literally took my front porch. Can't have shit in Detroit. That's so good, and I feel like half the memes about it are not nearly as cool as that.
No, I don't think you could.
No, I mean half the memes are just like bad thing happened. Can't have shit in Detroit.
Yeah, and that's like I feel like
yeah, it's funny still, but it's got nothing on the original.
Yeah, we're you know, people are they're buying really low on Can't Have Shit in Detroit. They're just like they're letting it, you know, people will just say anything Can't Have Shit in Detroit.
So here's a great idea.
Okay. Can't Have Shit in Saginaw.
No. So housing in Detroit is actually super cheap if you buy through the government because they'll give you a house. I know it was free for a while. I think you have to pay now. But you had on the stipulation that you fix the house and you live there for like X number of years.
Oh yeah.
Are we going to become based and Michigan pilled?
I'm just saying.
Are we going to become Michigan based and pilled?
I'm just saying. There's options out here that are not bad options.
We're going to Saginaw.
I don't think Saginaw's where the deals are,
but
today, it might be better.
Literally today, the announcer for Saginaw was talking to me. He's like, yeah, you know, we would like pay our media interns. And I was like, you would pay your media interns? Saginaw.
Shoot.
I looked it up. I was like, it's bigger than Erie. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not actually.
I'm just saying. I'm just like throwing these ideas out here. Dan, we could do the podcast house we've joked about for years.
Hype House
OTA.
Okay.
You know who else is from Michigan?
Who?
You know who else is from Detroit?
No. Who?
The recurring segment of the podcast, recurring group that we love and love to hate, but also just love. Featured in the first episode.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I forgot that the Juggalos are based out of
Insane
Detroit.
Clown Posse. That's a Michigan.
Yeah, and that's where the Fago comes from.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Fago also based in Michigan pilled.
Yeah, that's. I feel like we could become based in Michigan pilled.
Dan, I know Michelle has a great thing going, working for like a real legit job in New York and everything. However,
Michigan.
Has she considered uprooting her entire life to move to one of the coldest places in the country?
Here's the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you had not reminded me that it was cold as balls in Michigan, I would be much more on board. That's the problem.
Hey, they have a nice lake. Don't forget that.
It's named after them.
Not helping. Not.
They also got Lake Superior.
They got 2 lakes, dude.
Yeah, they literally they were like, we're kind of going to jack up Lake Superior a little bit. We're going to get some of that, and that's the story of the Upper Peninsula. They're like, we want a little.
And that's how the U.S. has contact with all the Great Lakes.
Yeah, thanks, Michigan.
This is where God Bless America plays quietly in the background while we all just think
God
about
bless
how cool
America. I'm
Michigan
talking
is.
God bless Michigan. Yeah, I don't really know. This is just the Michigan episode, I guess. I don't know.
Michigan just has a lot going on. I'm going to look up. What else does Michigan have going on?
People just don't talk about Michigan. This is all new to me as well. I was not based in Michigan pilled until like the last couple weeks, but I've just been interacting with like a lot of things from people from Michigan, things from Michigan. One of my best friends just moved to Michigan, and it's just like, it's become real to me. I'm like, oh, this place exists.
Okay, so honestly, these average temps, they're not too bad.
It's not much different than here.
It's better, because the average low in January is 17.8 and the average high is 31.1.
Ooh, average highs in the summer are
It's
pretty
not
nice.
that great, but like in the summer,
Upper 70s.
yeah, we're hovering upper 70s, low 80s through the entirety of the summer, like from May until September.
You know, if this actually happens, it's going to be one of the weirdest series of events.
Yeah.
And bar none. Like, it's just going to be one of the weirdest series of events.
Yeah.
It's true. It would, in fact, be one of the weirdest series of events. That much agreed.
These temperatures are so much less extreme than Erie on average.
Yeah. I mean, and they got bigger cities in Erie that you've never heard of.
It's true. Like Lansing.
It's the capital.
I've never heard of it.
It's disrespectful.
Man.
Yeah, that's where Michigan State is.
You know what?
Look at cities in Michigan. Let's look at the cities in Michigan.
Cities in Michigan?
Should be somewhere in there.
Damn, we're on the wiki page if you wanna
Yeah, hop on here.
I don't know that I do
Jamie?
want to be honest.
Music. Oh, check out the music.
Jamie, bring up Michigan. Bring up Michigan music, Jamie. Check this out. So Michigan music is known for 3 music trends.
With the White Stripes?
It's got the White Stripes. You got early punk rock,
Kid rock,
Motown, and soul music, and they also have techno music. Jamie, do you believe this? They have techno and punk rock and Motown soul.
They also got the Grand Funk Railroad.
Man, they got a lot of good bands coming out of Michigan.
Madonna.
I forgot about that.
Bob Seger.
Yeah,
That's
they have like everything from the Motown
Aaliyah.
era, and then also a bunch of like stomp rock.
Yeah.
Oh, we would have to live in the state that spawned Eminem.
Yeah, but Aaliyah.
Yeah.
See? And Kid Rock.
Yeah, that's a man. That's the dorkiest fucking picture of Kid Rock I've ever seen in my life.
Kid Rock's a fucking loser.
He's such a fucking loser.
Can we talk about the fact that like, people always like to talk shit about, current events being like real bad, which is true to an extent. Kid Rock didn't win the Senate bid though.
That's what a blessing.
If
honestly.
Kid Rock would have been a representative, God, man, then you could convince me we're in the darkest timeline. If Kid Rock was the senator of like a senator from Michigan, I would be like, yeah, this sucks, man. This just sucks. He looks like Jeff Foxworthy,
but like
worse. Yeah, fuck you, Kid
like
Rock.
Get
out of Michigan. That's our
Wikipedia
town.
picture is not doing him any favors.
Yeah,
but I mean,
look up cities in Michigan by population. We gotta see how many bigger. Let's find out secret Michigan cities.
Secret Michigan cities.
I think Saginaw is a real contender.
Saginaw has to be.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's called Saginaw. It really does sound like a Sugandese kind of joke.
Saginaw is definitely a Star Wars character as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Famous jizz musician Saginaw.
Exactly.
Oh, Grand Rapids. That's right.
Grand Rapids, not Cedar Rapids.
So Saginaw isn't even on this list.
Ann Arbor. I forgot about that. That's big. That's big too. Lansing,
where's Saginaw?
Troy.
Wait a minute. I gotta find Saginaw.
Pontiac. I forgot about Pontiac. Battle Creek, Michigan.
Okay, that's 48,000. That's not 400,000. That was a fucking lie.
No, check Saginaw. Click on that. There's no way. It's way bigger than that. We'll check the Wikipedia.
Jamie, open up Saginaw, Michigan.
Saginaw. I thought you were bigger than that. I was lied to.
Man, I can't believe he lied to you to try and recruit you.
Yeah, the Saginaw guy lied to me.
Just to try and recruit you.
Thanks. Well, he wasn't really trying to recruit me. He then also said that they would pay. But, yeah, I can't believe the Saginaw guy lied to me.
I wonder if it's one of those things where, like, Saginaw is kind of like how Erie County and Erie City.
Let's speak this, yeah. Saginaw. Oh, Saginaw County, which 190,000 people. That's definitely bigger than Erie, but that's not.
It's not 400,000.
This guy tried to give me the Saginaw County bid.
But still, we got Grand Rapids, we got Detroit, Warren, Sterling Heights.
Warren.
Oh, we do have Flint.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a downside.
Well, no, Flint's got a lot of stuff.
Oh, it does, but it also has toxic water.
That is true, but there's also, I feel like Flint gets a little bit more of a bad rep than it overall deserves. They got a really good team right now. Firebirds.
I mean, I still wouldn't want to live there until they fix their water situation.
That's true. I can get behind that.
I saw Southfield, and I simultaneously read South Park and Seinfeld at the same time.
Southfield.
And it just got me thinking of like a Seinfeld bit where they're just like in Michigan instead. And the entire thing is just like Kramer learning about new cities.
First of all, George sends in every single like he is swagged out. He is like literally goated with the sauce.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, I would love Michigan Seinfeld because I feel like George would be serving.
He'd be in Vikings merch 50% of the time.
Vikings in Michigan.
Isn't that? Wait, no. Isn't that?
This guy.
Oh, that's Minnesota.
This
I'm fucking
guy.
Stupid.
Okay, you're banned from Michigan.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Noah's Minnesota pilled.
Oh, I don't want to go to Minnesota.
Yeah, Michigan.
Who's Michigan?
The
Packers?
Tigers, the Detroit Tigers, Detroit Lions.
Oh yeah. Where are the Packers from?
Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Oh, that's right, Green Bay.
You wouldn't want to wear Packer stuff anyway. George wouldn't. He's too good for that.
No, he definitely.
George hates Aaron Rodgers.
He definitely does. You kidding me? It used to be a personal thing, but then it turned into like a greater thing.
Yeah, Jerry's like, he's talking to Jerry's like, what do you mean he's not vaccinated? Yeah. Anyway, I just would love to see. I would love to see George like really bundled up like half the show. Because when he bundles up, he serves,
Oh, yeah.
I feel like
I love his outfits.
Yeah, George is he's goated with the song.
Dan,
come
I think you can get behind me on this. Are you a watch guy?
I do like a good watch. I wish that I had money to be a watch guy.
That's what I'm saying. I was talking with some people today, and I hit the realization that I would be willing to change up a lot of my like style if I had the money to become a watch guy.
I 100%.
There's a lot. I gotta be honest. There's a lot of me that would immediately turn into the sleaziest Italian that you've ever seen.
God, I would love that.
Like,
I would actually also pay good money
great
to see
story
that
arc.
happen.
if I had big watch money, that probably means I'm pretty financially set. So I could spend a lot more time getting my like show muscle pump on while also wearing like just beaters and like slacks,
Oh hell yeah.
big
You know,
gold chain, giant fancy watch,
I've been wearing a lot
gesture
of
with my pinky a lot.
collared shirts and slacks lately.
How's that been treating you?
Honestly, better than I would have thought.
There's something nice
First of all,
about
comfier
them.
than I would have thought.
Honestly,
way
slacks
more
have come a
comfy.
long
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, good
Slack-
slacks are way comfy.
Slacks are pretty comfy, and a little polo action. I don't mind it.
I at the liquor store, I had one of my coworkers talk to the manager because he's like, "So, like, am I supposed to wear a polo shirt or am I supposed to wear something else?" And he's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Well, I see no one else here wears polo shirts," and he's just like, "It doesn't matter as long as you have a collar. That's what we care about. Like, you can wear a polo, just other people chose to wear a button up instead." And he had like a whole crisis about it,
Weird.
which firstly offended because I was right next to him all day and I wear polo shirts because they're
Yeah,
just
the
easy to wear.
disrespect.
And it's just like, dude, there is and that's also not even true. Like there are 2 or 3 people there that wear polo shirts because they don't care.
Also, if I'm wearing a polo, I just gotta say for the people,
Mhm.
I'm not just wearing a polo and like slacks. What do you think I am, a fucking like middle school teacher? Jesus Christ! I accessorize. I got like a cardigan on at least, a windbreaker or something.
Yeah, you got
Just
something to make the whole thing work.
For clarification, I don't think that just a polo can make it work. In the summer, maybe, but I'm not like I'm not a high school coach. I don't wear that. Just
Yeah.
for clarification.
Well, thanks for the clarification,
I feel
honestly.
like, I feel like there was some worry out there.
I was worried. Dan, were you worried?
I have a hard time with accessories.
I guess he wasn't worried.
They're
Yeah,
like
just little gold chain.
okay, well,
Dan, you
What's wrong
strike
with
me
the gold chain?
You strike me as the kind of guy who would really like to get like a lapel pin thing with a little chain connecting them.
no.
What?
Oh, not lapel, little collar pins. I mean collar.
I know
not
what you're
lapel.
talking about.
No, you think Dan's a fantasy banker?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I like
That's
we did
literally
have that
why I
conversation a
think
few
you would
weeks
do
ago.
that. You would have your top 2 buttons undone and you'd have your little chain pin, and that's like what you would do. I'm trying to help you develop a sense of identity, Dan.
Yeah.
See,
Dan,
here's the
you gotta
thing.
you gotta be a
I'm
fantasy
sorry,
banker.
do you just want to wear a tie? You
Yeah,
can
we're
wear a
gonna
tie
wear a tie
instead.
and not be a fantasy banker. I don't know why I'm jumping on Noah's side here.
You were
I
just
don't
on
agree
my
with that.
side, and
Yeah, I know. I don't
so
agree with
quick.
them. Yeah, I don't agree
Um,
with them. I just think it's kind of funny because it's not me that's being told to wear fantasy banker clothes.
Here's the thing, because see, here's the thing, right?
Dan, you ever try a bowler tie? I think it'd look real good on you.
Big old white cowboy hat. Light blue shirt.
Have you ever tried that? Paisleys? Like the two-tone dress shirts with the paisleys and like
Too
the.
busy for me. I would actually have a panic attack.
You have a panic attack if you put a paisley
I
shirt
can't
on.
see my stupid like Hawaiian shirts I wear. I can't wear them out in public. I only ever wear them to family events or like when I'm streaming because they are so emotionally draining to wear. I can't wear them out.
So you don't think you could pull off, even if it was just like two-tone? You don't think you could pull off
so
paisleys?
much. It's so much. I would have to have a full mental like prep.
Yeah,
like
there would be like
there would have to be a persona I would slip into to be that
wow.
guy. I would
to
have
be the guy
really,
who wears
like,
paisley.
I would have to think about it a lot.
Yeah, that's fair. I feel like I like a little accessorizing though, and I
feel
like
like I don't
watches.
know
Like we
enough
were saying,
to do it. Like I feel like it's one of those things where like I have just enough self-awareness to know like that I should be accessorizing, but not enough self-awareness to know like what the fuck I should be wearing, air quotes should be wearing, or what not even should be, what would look good. Because I don't like the word should be, because that makes it sound like I like.
honestly, I think the biggest initiation to kind of like accessorizing, if you will, is just starting by layering.
Oh,
Layering is
that's
good.
That's the layer. That's where I'm at with the layer, if you will. That's
Okay,
the
yeah,
level
that's
I'm at right
that's
now.
good. Yeah, that's a good level though. And
Realizing- honestly-
in most situations, that's level enough.
That's level enough. Yeah, you don't in most situations on it, like truthfully, right? Having more than like one layer on, like even 2 layers, like you don't need that many layers to just have something going on, and like something for your wrist is all you need. Like really, truly.
Yeah.
But you got to make sure that you don't do the wrong thing with your wrist because
Oh,
you don't
yeah.
want to be the guy that has like what do you call like a sand dollar and leather like bracelet going on.
You don't like
because
my
it's
puka shell wristband I've got on right now?
No, exactly. See that you got to avoid that. Otherwise, you look like that guy.
Yeah.
You don't
One
want to
thi-
look like that guy.
For a while, actually one of my more like I wish that I still had it kind of thing. I had a like a braided. It looked like a braided like bracelet almost, but it was
Was
a
it
pair.
leather?
It was no, it wasn't, but it was actually a pair of earbuds that like
Oh,
clipped back together, so that when you unwrapped it, it was earbuds, and then if you wrapped it back up around your wrist and clipped it, it looked like a bracelet. Super
okay.
cool.
Where did the actual like earpieces go?
They went like on the inside of your wrist, roughly. Or I mean, you could rotate to be the outside of your wrist, but like they were just against your skin.
I'm struggling to picture this outside of literally just wrapping headphones around your wrist
Yeah, me
because
too.
I know it wasn't that.
I
But
mean, it
like,
was kind of that, but it had a little thing so that it would like hold in place and not like come undone. Hold on, braided wristband head earbuds.
Oh, look at that.
I'm seeing.
Yeah, that's exactly
yeah,
what it
no,
looked. Yeah.
Jamie's pulling this up right now.
Oh, no,
Mine
this
were
is,
in black. These are in
mhm.
blue, but that's basically what it was.
Oh wait, hold up.
Wraps.
I think Dan may have linked it. Oh,
Wraps.
wraps. Okay.
Wraps wearable wristband. Here, let me see if I can get the black one.
Oh, so they
Basic.
hide them in beads.
That's interesting. I don't know if I'm a fan,
They
but
weren't bad.
I see that's very practical.
It was super practical, and like if you didn't look closely, here I'll pop it in there.
Not practical anymore because phones don't have headphone jacks these days.
Yeah,
Yikes,
I actually just bought my first pair of like completely wired, like the little they go in their little carrying case type
Yeah.
headphones that come in on Thursday, and I don't love myself for it, but here I am.
I don't
Oh, I like
like
these
them.
more.
I've had them for a while. I honestly like more often than not I find myself frustrated with them because even like the best pair of like true wireless earbuds have a delay,
Mm-hmm.
and like I do a lot of like audio and video editing, and you just fucking can't.
Yeah.
Like you can't edit down to like 3 frames at a time, pause on pause on. Like you can't
Nope.
do it with
Mhm.
with wireless headphones. And they'd be like, "Oh, these ones have like the lowest latency," but like the lowest latency is still like ass when you're at 3 frames, you know?
100% agree.
And
And
that's been
it's
something I'm running into. And now my phone doesn't have a headphone jack anymore, so it's like, all right, well,
guess I'll
See, I
fucking
got
die.
have my speaker out, everybody. Sorry.
the phone I ended up, or the headphones I got with my phone actually have a USB-C connector, which is pretty neat. But I didn't realize I got USB-C headphones with my phone, so I ended up getting a USB-C to headphone adapter,
Ah,
and it works okay too.
I need to get some USB-C headphones now.
Do you want an adapter?
No, I don't want an adapter.
Okay, fair enough. I was gonna say I have a spare because someone got me one as a gift and I do not need it. But because that means I have like 3 now.
But the problem is like if I get a USB-C headphones,
They're
then
they're
they're only
used
used
for
for my phone.
Mm-hmm.
But
See-
I'm also not carrying an adapter around in my pocket. I'm not a lunatic.
Well, if you're carrying around the headphones in your pocket,
How
like,
minimal are we, like an adapter are we talking?
it's an inch and a half long, maybe 2 inches.
I just hate that they did that.
Yeah,
That's all.
like I get the idea of taking out as many plugs as you can so that your phone like is in theory more waterproof and everything.
Mhm.
But like realistically, the same number of holes are in my protective phone case. So like they didn't close off that much stuff. There's
I
still
just-
like a lot.
It's just like when it first happened and they took them out of iPhones, I was like, hey, that's funny.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
it's just funny when bad things happen to people who talk about iPhones. But then when it happened to my phone, I was like, this isn't cool anymore. Because when it matters to me, then it's important.
As it
Like
should.
Saginaw. Like
Nailed it.
Michigan.
Nailed it.
Yeah, I don't know. I do hate the way that people who have iPhones talk about iPhones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I think here's the
It's
worst
just
part,
like
right?
they're dumb.
Some of the
It's
points they
weird.
make. Well, no, because a lot of the time they don't make the points that are actually good points. Like the
Yeah.
fact that iPhone apps are actually like able to be fully optimized because it's just iPhone
Mhm.
and it's not 300 Androids. That's pretty great.
Pretty
you know,
cool.
the fact that like camera apps can be like specified for the different iPhones and you can get drivers for the different cameras that make them work better. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And you can't argue about the simplicity of use. I get it, right? Like it's such a streamlined phone. It's very dummy proof. I get it. But like that's where it stops.
Yeah.
And it's that increased price tag, which is the higher end like
Honestly, though,
Samsung
I'm
and
not gonna
everything.
lie, yeah.
The gap has closed.
The gap's not even like I'm not gonna say the gap's closed. My phone like MSRP is like $1,200.
Yeah.
I got it like one of those. I traded in an older phone, so I got it for a good discount.
Right.
But like,
oh, this $1,200 phone, I'll give it to you for $200. And it's like, then just say it's a $200 phone because you give everyone the same deal.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, you can get the iPhone 13 Pro for free if you just show up. I'm like, okay, then Why bother with saying it's like $1,000?
Mhm.
Just
Yeah.
say it's free. Just give it to people. But then, of course, it's actually because they don't give it to you for free. They try everything in their power to make sure that you mess up some step along the 10-step process to getting that discount.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
they're like, oh, sorry, you actually owe the full price now
Mhm.
because they're nightmares.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
just
I
awful.
remember I was waiting for a box to show up to ship my old phone in when I first upgraded to my new phone because the guy had told me that Verizon would send me a box to ship them the phone and I would get $400 off of my phone because they wouldn't take it. I had to give it to them. I couldn't just leave it at the store. I had to send it to like wherever it was supposed to go. And I was also supposed to initiate the trade process itself.
Yeah.
So like they wouldn't just send me a box because I got a new phone. I had to ask them for a box to turn it in. And I didn't realize that. So I ended up I still have the phone in my fucking like
Yeah,
living room
it's
right now.
ridiculous. Capitalists are stupid as fuck because like if you're hearing us say this and your thoughts aren't immediately, oh yeah, they should just nationalize like the cellular industry because as it is anyway, the infrastructure is in place and being funded publicly anyhow, and then we're just being charged out the ass for it and forced to deal with menial customer service requests that they're doing specifically to try and wrench out any bit of money they can from people.
Mm-hmm.
If you literally just nationalize and publicize or like make public, I suppose, the concept of like cellular coverage and like Wi-Fi, the world, like the country just becomes immediately better. And you don't have to deal with all the stupid shit. You don't have to deal with like the companies getting, I don't, what was the amount of money they got to make a fiber optic network?
I have no idea. But
How many hundreds of billions of dollars
I don't
did they
even
give
want to
to
hear
AT&T?
it. It sounds
Or
terrifying.
not AT&T, to a Spectrum to make a fiber optic network
If only
that they
Spectrum
didn't
worked.
make. They didn't. No, they didn't make it. They took the money.
They full on
and
stole the money. Yeah.
they said,
Yeah.
"Oops." But like, imagine if you just nationalized that industry. You got rid of all the fucking like Spectrum and Windstream doing the thing where they're already monopolies anyway because they go into the community.
Mhm.
How many options for internet provider do you have out here?
2.
I have one where I live.
Yeah, we got
So
Verizon
I
and
don't
Spectrum.
have an internet provider. I have internet or I have nothing. I don't get to choose. I couldn't change.
Mm.
There's no option. And also, when I got the internet, I'm sure you guys remember, it was like a 6-month process for them to
Yep.
just lay a wire to the house
Yeah.
I remember
because
that,
they didn't
yeah.
want to do it right away.
Yeah.
Also, they tried to get us to pay for that 6 months
Mhm.
because it's just fucking ridiculous. And if you were to just make that a national industry, it's no longer a problem. And then also, you don't have to deal with the issues of
Yeah.
like people not having access to it because they don't have the money for it. And as a result of not having the money to have the internet, they don't have the money or the availability to find themselves a job because you know how many jobs you need a cell phone for? All of them.
Yeah.
Or at
And
least
I
a cell
think
phone number to apply.
that's the biggest
If
issue,
it's
right?
not an
Like
online application fully.
cell phones are such a fucking like necessity anymore, and I hate it. Like
Yeah.
I like having a cell phone. I like having the access to the internet so I can look at things and I can have like I can know what the Saginaw population is. It's at my fingertips. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
But like I hate that like that's one of the things I love about the liquor store. I don't need my phone there. It's like I don't there's nothing I need my phone for. But the church, I needed it for social media. They didn't provide me a work phone to do social media work on. And most of it, like now I can do all of it because Instagram just updated so you can upload from desktop and that's like about fucking time. But, you know, like I didn't have that option, which has been nice. I can claim half my cell phone bill on my like fucking taxes.
That is pretty cool.
Um
But how cool would it be if instead your cell phone bill was paid for by your taxes?
that would be pretty cool.
And also, just in the act of doing that would save the country so much money because of how much they're giving to these companies to provide a service they're not providing.
There's a lot of middleman cut
Yeah,
that
it's
like,
really
you
weird
could
that
definitely
like
do.
we have to pay, like I have to pay AT&T every month, even though the government actually pays them enough to stay in business and maintain their network. Isn't that really cool that then they also require me to pay
Yeah.
after they've already had everything covered and just pocket it and then make me pay for a network that they don't have to actually run repairs on most of the time because it's a tower that's already fucking built.
Yep.
But anyway,
And then they also
nationalizing
don't take the
things is
time
just
to
the
actually
best.
make it work well.
Yeah, but the fun thing is like the capitalists will be like, well, actually, what happened? Like, what are you gonna take the tower from them? Yeah, this is they don't know this hack. Yes, because it's like who
I
like,
hate
the
that.
government already paid for that tower to be built, and you can't just give someone the right to own everything forever because they built something. If that's the only thing stopping people, then sure, fucking break all the towers down, build them again. I don't give a shit. But like. Hey, like who
I-
built the factory? You want to ask me who built the factory? Probably 100 fucking people who built it over the course of months, and you know what they got paid for it? A contract that ended. Like
No.
it's, it makes no sense. You can link anything back to like a capitalist, an owner of it, like capital, but then you can immediately break that down into being like, oh, that capital is actually provided by laborers. Isn't that interesting?
Dan, do you hate the "they don't know this" hack
Oh
meme?
yeah, yeah, it's terrible. It's so bad.
Why?
I hate
A
it so
lot of
much.
times it is, but
I think it can be pretty funny, but also like I think the original context is like kind of yikes.
Yeah, I don't know
wasn't the
what.
original context like someone being like, "I'm gonna,"
Yeah.
yeah, okay, yeah.
Wait, hold on. I don't know this then.
The original context was someone saying,
I'm gonna off
oh,
myself.
yeah, basically,
Ah.
when someone didn't give them what they wanted.
Yeah, I think it
It was
was
specifically in the
collegiate
within
thing?
a relationship.
Oh, within
Yikes.
Yeah,
I've
within a
always heard
relationship.
it in a
Yeah.
collegiate setting.
So
I
yeah,
thought it
no,
was like
I
yeah,
had
because if it's a, I was gonna say because if it's in a like corporate
Yeah,
or like setting, like
and
that's
it
almost
was like
a pretty good bit. I'm more in favor of that than like anything else.
but again, it's in a very joking way. It's not a
Yeah.
serious thing, but it's still
but
like
still, yeah.
and obviously the joke itself was framed to be the person saying that was ridiculous for doing that
Yeah,
as a
yeah.
response.
Mhm.
And that's an unhealthy, mechanism to try and leverage what you want to, from your partner. But still,
Still not great.
they don't
Still a
know
big
this hack.
yikes.
Yes, I'll take the towers. But they built them.
I
No, they
hate
didn't.
that-
Honestly, it's a lot of the same energy as the Chad meme. Like, no, you can't just do this. Yes.
Dude, I love that's one of the best memes
See,
because people will be
that's-
like, "Yeah, blah blah blah, it's not funny." Like, okay, and you get them at it again. You're like, "So, okay, plus ratio, plus you fell off." It's just like, shut up, Chad phase. Yes, what are you gonna do?
I hate my problem with a lot of the they don't know this hack or whatever is the fact that 90% of it is just be obnoxious to whoever the poor son of a bitch behind the counter is and you'll get what you want. It's like literally 90% of them. I feel like that I see. And
Oh, all the ones I see are like they don't know this hack, and then like basically just saying yes to when people ask a controversial question.
oh seriously?
Like,
I
what,
see
you
it
want
always
people
in
to
like
not have to work? Like, you want people to not have to work to survive? They don't know this hack. Yes.
see I see it always in the context of like I want free shit. I'm not going to give you free shit. They don't know this hack. Actually, you will give me free shit, and I'm going to make your life hell until you do.
Oh, that's stupid.
Oh yeah, that's why I hate it so much. I feel like that's the context I always see it in.
Yeah, I've never seen it in that context, and that does blow.
Interesting.
That's not funny at all. That's so much worse than the joke I know.
No, that's the
Interesting.
video.
Unless is it possible there are two jokes that are the same and that I'm conflating the two? Because I don't.
No, I think it's
No.
probably the same joke just being used by people who suck.
Yeah. That's
it's
like how
it's like-
TikTok jokes work, though. Sometimes you get into the wrong sphere of the same joke you're familiar with, and you're
That's
ready for
fair.
like a real good punchline,
And
and
then
then
it turns
out
out
of
they
nowhere,
suck.
it's just racist.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That doesn't happen to me
for
because
these,
I
it's
am cool.
because you
See,
say
I interact with a lot of like construction TikTok, which sometimes makes it think, oh, you care about like home repairs and like appliance repairs, and like you like watching people do construction jobs.
Then you hate
Are you
tenants.
a Republican? And
No.
I'm like, what?
the one it's always like see I'm wondering if like maybe I'm so fascinated because I'm so curious because like the bit that you guys are talking about sounds so
So
like, it
close
sounds-
to what you know.
so close to what I know,
it's
but
like we're saying it with a weird accent.
no, well
It's-
the they don't know this hack like literally lean into camera say shh they don't know this hack is I think from a
Yeah, no, that's.
I'm wondering
no,
if maybe
we're
your
on- we're on
the
the same
origin you're
template.
thinking about is not the actual origin of it then.
That's
the
very
origin-
possible too.
Because the origin of it is like this random like she calls herself what is it money lawyer Erica is her because I'm looking it up
Yeah,
off
no,
the side.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
well, some of the things she says are like obnoxious, but also not like ultimately harmful, and they're like trying to like
True.
stem people from doing things like losing a whole bunch of money on
Yeah,
something that should be
absolutely.
subsidized.
Absolutely, but some of them are also like go harass a
Well,
random like employee because their corporate policy says that you can get the thing you want.
Yeah, that feels like have you ever been on the subreddit Shitty Life Pro Tips?
That's
Because
a
that
little
sounds
bit,
like that.
a little bit.
Jackson, are you
Well,
familiar?
aren't like I'm not gonna like wasn't the original of that like wasn't some of them or like the ones I've seen from her anyway aren't they about like not letting airline companies fuck you over and not letting like drug companies like deny you things that you're entitled to?
Sometimes,
because like those like are.
Sometimes, yeah, absolutely, and that's totally fine.
No, I
I'm
just
like,
googled Mark Cuban drug company, and now I'm kind of worried.
Yeah, so actually that reminds me, Mark Cuban has
Holy
set
shit,
up an
Mark
online
Cuban's not.
pharmacy.
This based Mark Cuban.
Yeah,
Is this
no,
good?
it's a bunch of pills that like, you look at their resale price of like $1,000 something, $25,000, and he's giving people access to like the generic meds that you need.
I
Like
remember hearing about this. Yeah,
yeah, it like just popped up recently. There's someone I follow on Twitter who like is going to die from leukemia because they can't afford their meds, and now they can actually buy their meds again because it's instead of being like $10,000 a month, now it's 37.
Based Mark Cuban.
I'm telling you.
Although by that I mean like billionaire Mark Cuban, but like, wouldn't it be cool if it didn't have to fall into the hands of him and instead was provided by a safety net that our federal government tried to make accessible to like the people that live in this country and pay for it to exist?
It would be cool, but I'm glad that at least we finally. This is not big big like statement here. I am not gonna blindly support Mark Cuban because I still can barely believe that this is a thing. But
He dated one of my friend's friends.
that's weird.
Well, she was a very much older coworker.
Oh, okay.
So
okay,
she was
okay.
like probably in her mid 40s, and he had dated her friend years back.
Okay, that
So
makes more sense.
it wasn't like she's not like she's not a friend my age.
Okay, that
So
was
it's-
concerning.
Yeah, no, it's not like he was dating like a 20-year-old. It was like she was at the same age as him.
But I don't know. I'm really glad that, because everyone jokes about billionaires should just like fix things. Haha, joke. But, but it's nice to see that a billionaire is actually like, because Elon has promised to fix the water in Flint, like
No, he
5 times
hasn't.
now?
He's threatened to not.
Yeah.
There's
but,
a huge difference between
I'm
saying
sorry.
you're going
yeah,
to
he's threatened
and threatening to not
fix
do it.
several times now.
Yeah. Fucking
And
piece of shit.
but he still isn't doing it. So it's nice to see someone who has like so much money actually like do something. It's kind of neat. It's about time. When you hit your money into the billions, like you objectively should do good things for people.
Yeah,
but
get your money up, not your funny up. Sometimes they be getting their money and they funny up.
are you making fun of Elon Musk and his Twitter presence right now?
I know it was like that one video of the guy who's like walking out of the liquor store with like a purse, and the guy's like, "Nice purse," and he's like, he pulls out like a giant bottle of Patron. He's like, "Get your money up, not your funny up," and he makes like a very realistic like cat like purring sound,
Oh,
and then he proceeds to walk away.
I hate that.
But anyway, that guy's real cool. I don't know him, but like if I met him, I'd be like, that guy's real cool.
Huh.
He's got like a purse. It almost looks like a bowling bag almost. And he pulls out like a big bottle of Patron when the guy is like, "Oh, nice purse.
Fair
Get your
enough.
money up, not your funny up." After a guy like dunks on him when he like then produces an expensive bottle of liquor to then reverse the Dunkachino.
My local Dunkin' no longer does Dunkachinos, and I'm very sad about it.
Whoa, looks like they've had enough of that Dunkachino.
Wait, did they just like not do them?
I don't know. I have no fucking clue. Every
This
time
is
I
an
go
intervention?
in, they're like, we don't have those. And I'm like, what the fuck? That's the only thing I ever buy from Dunkin'. Give me my hot chocolate.
Dan,
and
sit down.
coffee,
This is
you
an
fuck.
intervention. We've had enough of you and your Dunkachino.
Why does
No.
Al Pacino have a song?
Because he
called-
changed his name Dunk. His name's Dunkachino. Are you not familiar with the whole new game?
No.
Dunkachino?
Sometimes
What's my
Jackson just
name?
keeps saying things over and
Dunkachino. It's a
over,
whole
like
new
as if we're
game.
supposed to
Dunk-
understand what he's
It's
saying.
a commercial with Al Pacino in which he says he changed his name to Dunk so that his name is Dunkachino, which doesn't even make any fucking sense because it would be Dunk Pacino. But in the commercial, would you watch the video, Noah?
I love this. I love Jackson getting more and more upset that we don't recognize a bit.
This is Dan. I need you to understand that while what Jackson said sounded really fake and made up,
No, I didn't believe
somehow
it was made
it's
up at all.
worse than what
It's the Al Pacino rap in the
No,
Dunkachino
you're not-
commercial.
you're not seeing the people like break dance and like
Yeah.
this is
You-
this was okay. So this is uploaded in 2012, but how old? This has to be.
90s probably, early
Well,
2000s.
it can't be
When it-
90s because this is a
true,
widescreen
it-
format video.
2009.
This has such 90s energy to it.
Yeah, everybody wants my
everything
Dunkachino.
about it.
Can't get enough of my Dunkachino.
He's definitely singing about his dick.
No, it's Dunkachino.
No, there's like scratching
It's so
going
good,
on.
right?
What is this?
What's my name? Dunkachino. Yeah, but anyway, this is an intervention to say that we've had enough of you and your Dunkachino.
It looks like it still gets
Yeah,
made.
you guys
so-
are missing out. I thought you guys knew Dunkachino.
No, never heard of it.
Man, can't get enough about my Dunkachino. It's a whole new game. I've referenced this for like the last year on the podcast.
I didn't. See,
I've made this reference like 10 times.
Jackson, that's
and
not fair.
You guys just let me say it, and you were like, "This is normal and okay."
You
pretty
Me,
much.
the guy who says normal things and is real and also serious.
Jackson,
all the
you
time?
say so many things, and I'm like, I don't know what this is, but I'm not going to be the one to be like, I don't know about this most likely very well-known pop culture reference. I'm going to mind my own business and just laugh because eventually you do it enough that it's just funny to
The
me.
name's Dunk.
Yeah, like, I don't know what these references are, but eventually it becomes funny because it's just a reference that you make, and I'm laughing at the fact that it's a recurring bit.
You guys have been, you've been laughing at Dunkachino and going along with the reference of Dunkachino.
I know
but
what Dunkachinos are.
Dunk
I didn't know anything about Dunk
Pacino.
Pacino.
But apparently it's not Dunk Pacino, it's just Dunkachino.
Yeah.
And then when they're like, Dunkachino, and they're like, he's like, don't mind if I do, and steals it from the counter. Dunk pilled.
Oh, hey, this is
Dunk and Chino pilled.
This was something we were talking about at work the other day. If a corporation came up to you and wanted you to get a tattoo to rep them,
No.
how much money would it be, assuming that you don't get to, so it's not going to be on your face?
Is it a cool logo?
Well, that's the thing. What corporation would you hypothetically be okay with, and what is the dollar amount? You can't get it removed immediately. You got to have it for 10 years.
But you can
obviously
get it removed
my
eventually.
my initial gut reaction is
You would-
never under
yeah.
any circumstance.
Yeah.
But also there are definitely some that would be funny.
Right?
I think
Also,
Long
like,
John Silver's.
it wouldn't be a bad one,
I was gonna say,
Yeah, no,
like a bad tattoo. It would be a good tattoo of the company logo.
yeah, I want the Long John Silver's logo tattooed on me, and I don't want money. I just want them. Like I want, like they can't be worth that much. Like give me Long John Silver's like the entirety, and I'll get it tattooed on me.
What amount of money? I'm trying
They're
to think
owned by
like
like the same people as everyone.
I'm trying to think
right?
like what are the most
probably.
like very clearly specific.
$204 million for Long John Silver's?
That's a net income per year as of
No fucking way.
as of whenever this was put out in 2009.
Yeah, that sounds about right. It's got to be like nothing. Long John Silver's can't.
How
they
rich
can't
is
be
the Long John Silver's CEO? This is not what I need, but this might give me some information.
Blaine Shortreed? That sounds like a Long John Silver CEO.
It does.
Does it have to be somewhere that like other people are gonna like? Can I get like a tramp stamp or like
Oh
an
my
upper
God.
thigh?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure. The
Tramp
most.
stamp.
I'd tramp
Holy
stamp
shit.
Amazon
Yeah,
for
I-
a couple billion.
Amazon. Oh, do you say billion or
Yeah,
million?
I said billion.
I would
Oh
get
yeah,
Long
I'll
John.
do anything for $1 billion.
I
Are
would
you
get
fucking kidding
the
me?
Long John Silver's logo tattooed on me for like $120.
I would definitely. I wouldn't go that low.
It
It
would
would
be
have to
so funny.
see it's if because we're going under the assumption that it's a 10-year contract that you have to have it.
Yeah,
I'm not doing anything less than like
it'd be pretty funny.
I'm not doing anything less than 10,000 a year on that front then, because that's
Yeah, but I don't want to run Long John Silver's out of business. I just think
a year
it'd
is not a lot of is like not
actually,
that
you
It
know
is-
what? Fuck it. I know what
it's
my
not.
answer is. I would do it for mug root beer.
for mug
Fuck
root
beer
This is
for, like-
you're making another reference right now, and I'm about to laugh along with it because
The reference is to mug root beer, Noah. The
Oh.
root beer. Maybe you've heard of it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was another commercial reference that
You think
like
there's a commercial where someone gets a tattoo of mug root beer?
No,
Honestly,
just the
yeah, that did
concept of,
sound,
like, I
very
would-
reasonable.
the
I
fuck are you
believed it was
talking
going to be
about?
like what would you do for a Klondike bar? It's like, hey, what would you do for a mug root beer? I thought it was going to be something like
Guys,
that.
you can't just
and now I
make
feel even
things up.
stupider.
You can't just make things up.
What do you mean? I
Target.
think you
Target
do
would
all
make
the
it easy
time.
logo.
Dunkachino's real.
I
Target would
always
be
think
pretty
you
easy
make
to
things
hack.
up all the time.
I never make stuff up. I'm always right. Saginaw is
Target-
real.
Target,
Dunkachino
like,
is a
you can just
commercial in
get
which
the-
Al
get
Pacino
the-
raps
get
and
the shape.
breakdances.
You don't have to like do anything special with it. You can just get a target on your body. That's a pretty easy one.
What are you talking about?
Target.
Target.
Oh yeah, that was actually the one that everyone pretty much agreed that they wanted to get, was that they would get the Target logo.
Yeah.
Mug root beer.
But it would have like the copyright info on it. So like it would be a Target with a little like R in the corner and everything like that.
That's not so bad though.
I mean, I could definitely get like
Have you seen people do the Starbucks logos, right? Like people getting like the
Yeah, but people get that like just because they like Starbucks.
yeah, it's just because
they're missing out. They're
That's what
making a
I'm-
mistake.
Yeah, they could have got money.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. Like you got to get one that you at least like can tolerate the brand, which I think is where Jackson's going with it. Like Lego,
John Silver's 'cause it's funny.
honestly I would get a Lego logo tattooed on me for like 100, like 100,000. That's even.
I would
that's
get
if
an Eggo, like the waffles.
I think it's also very reasonable.
Everyone would come up to you and be
Again,
like,
it'd
"Oh,
be
you
funny.
really like Stranger Things, huh?"
Why?
Egos are a big part of the show
Why would they
Yes.
think I like it though?
because you have the
You have it tattooed on
Eggos
your
logo.
body?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I like a fucking show I've never seen. I like waffles that you put in the toaster.
I'm just warning you, Waffle House. You're gonna have some
I
problems.
will get the Pillsbury logo because it's just
Pillsbury?
a guy.
Mm-hmm.
Or wait, who else is like got a logo that's like weird?
The Michelin Man,
No, I'm scared of him.
right?
He's too
Oh,
real.
I recently learned why Michelin stars and the Michelin Tire Company
Yeah.
are like owned by the same group, and it's
Mhm.
like the same thing.
It's because it's a promotion by the tire company. Yeah.
Yeah, because they used to make maps.
I would love to see the Michelin Man eating at like a fucking Ritz Carlton.
I just want to see him eating and Gordon Ramsay's in the back is like, oh fuck, the Michelin Man, fuck me.
Yeah, he gives the stars. Imagine how
Hey,
stupid
everyone,
it would be.
on your game. The Michelin Man is here.
It would be so much funnier if like the person who presented Michelin stars was in like a Michelin Man costume.
Or if like the
That'd be
Michelin Man was
hilarious.
at least right there next to him,
Just 'cause,
holding like
like-
this comically large check
Oh yeah,
with the star on
just
it.
like a big star, and they like handed it to him. That'd be hilarious because then like all the restaurants that take themselves like super duper seriously would have to interact with him in a way in which they were like, "Thank you,
I would love that so
thank
much.
you, Michelin Man, for this giant, comically large star."
I'm sorry, I don't know if I'm reading this right, but it looks like you need to have a net worth of $1 million to open a Long John Silver's. That can't be right.
Yeah, no, I feel like if I asked nicely, they'd let me.
No, okay, franchise fee, 20 grand.
That checks.
I don't know what this info is, but like honestly, like opening up a fast food chain, you can make money hand over fist once you're like established. It's shocking.
Oh yeah, I mean, you used to work at the one that's the most lucrative for owners.
Oh, 100%. Holy shit, dude. After the company got money off the top, this man took home like 50% plus of the store's profits. Like, or at least 30%. But that's still like over $1 million in profits. That's post taxes. Like, he would get less, but like, or pre taxes. So, like, after taxes, he's going to get less. But the man is still bringing home a very comfortable 6 figures a year. Like, I thought about that math every now and then when we celebrated hitting like cash milestones of becoming like an X $1 million store a few times. Like, because we increased our revenue by like 20% every year that I worked there.
How did they celebrate for you when you increased the revenue by 20%?
With sheet cake.
That sounds about right. Just
Sheet
checking.
cake, Wade candy.
Just checking to see if anything else went up by a similar
balloons.
percentage.
No,
They got you some balloons from the dollar store.
Yeah, every single one of us. No, they didn't. We actually had a helium tank of our own.
Why the fuck did you have a helium tank of your own?
We used every place used to actually have one built in
Because every
we would.
place, every one of the stores, or every place in the world.
Every one of the stores used to have a built-in helium tank.
Okay, I thought you were gonna start telling me that places like you're like, oh yeah, everyone has a helium tank.
No,
Because I would be like, no, they don't.
no, yeah.
To be
Every
fair,
one of the
a
stores used to have a
surprising
helium
number of
tank.
Stores used to have helium tanks. I feel like that was like a pretty common thing, like the the early 2000s.
It definitely was.
People
Because
used
like
to
I
be way
remember
more
like
into
Krispy
balloons.
Kreme having their own helium tank like on site.
What do you
Mhm.
mean? How do you remember that? You were looking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Krispy Kreme was a really hot homeschool field trip location.
No field trip.
Yeah,
because
dude.
they gave you free shit. That's literally why.
They-
That's what-
yeah,
but
No,
like,
you get to go. You
what do you mean
would get
field
free donuts.
What do you mean field trip?
You would go and they would show you how the place runs.
Yeah, like
Why
not
is
just
that a
like
field
walking
trip?
past the front
Because
where you get
you'd
to
go
like
out
see it.
together.
You could actually go like they would like take
And-
you through the back,
Mm-hmm.
which is very
Wow.
cool.
And they
honestly,
tell
that-
you about
very
how you can
cool.
eat as many donuts a day as you wanted, pretty much.
yeah, basically.
They really just tried to get a whole bunch of homeschool kids to work for Krispy Kreme, didn't they?
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
low-key, yeah,
God, that's
100%.
hilarious. Did it work?
No, I don't think any of my friends ever worked at Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, probably because they had standards.
They all ended up at Chick-fil-A instead.
Oh
The
yeah,
true
the
homeschool
place
like
like
standards
standards go.
Yeah, and all of mine ended
It was
up
that or the
at-
mall.
yeah,
but-
at Pretzel Place.
The mall was because there was a homeschool family who owned the pretzel place at the mall.
Mm-hmm.
So like that was the alternate option.
Man, every day I wake up and I'm like, sometimes things are bad, but I'm glad I was never homeschooled.
I think that's very fair.
That's a valid. Yeah. I also wake up and think, damn, sometimes things are bad, but it sure does suck that I was homeschooled, huh?
But
I
at
feel
least
like-
you always know you can make Jackson laugh no matter what, just by saying an innocuous thing from your youth.
Yeah,
Like-
just by saying like one
Is
of the
that a
dumb
good thing?
things. You
Is that
guys
what I
thought
want?
were
Do I
cool.
want like my youth to be the punchline?
Hey,
Yeah.
remember when we used to go to the roller rink at 11 a.m. because it was open and we were allowed to and no one
Actually,
else was there
you know what?
and they played dorky ass music all day?
No, fuck that noise.
That's not that funny.
I
That's pretty
stand by
cool.
that.
It was
I
pretty
stand by
great.
that
Yeah, that's pretty
100%.
No, I wish I could have done that.
The only
shit.
downside was they never turned on the disco ball.
But it's
That's
just
true.
a Krispy Kreme as like a field trip is just hilarious to me.
Yeah, we
Just
went
because,
to
like-
there were a lot of food locations that we went to as field
I
trips.
just feel like when someone was like, "Hey, you're going on a field trip with school," it was like, "Oh, we're going to like the Pittsburgh Zoo."
We did zoo.
Yeah, we did
But
do a lot.
here's the thing. The zoo was a personal field trip. Like maybe you got together with another homeschool family to do it, but it
Mhm.
wasn't one of the organized field trips like going to the potato chip place.
I never got
Troyer
to go to the
Farms, we
potato
used to
chip
go there.
place.
Oh, dude, rest
Oh,
in peace,
no.
Troyer Farms, though. Honestly.
Dude.
Honestly, they were good chips.
I never had
They
to
were
go.
good chips.
I went there 3 times. And every
Whoa.
time they gave us a free bag of chips.
Yeah, they were good chips, honestly.
Have us
they
walk
just-
through
they got
learning how
bought
the
by someone,
puffs worked. That was cool.
Yeah.
Where was
rest
that?
in peace,
Where
Troyer
was that?
Farms.
Place.
It's out near Corey, right? It's right
Yeah.
across from the drive-in.
Yeah, Shearers ended up buying it.
Okay, cool. So
Ah.
it is what I'm remembering. So I had repressed this. I had a
Oh
memory.
no.
Yeah, when I was a kid, because this is the kind of family we were. You guys are grown. You understand that when companies like chip factories or whatever have rejects, it just goes right in the trash. They did that
Yeah.
with their bags as well. And maybe 7-8 times in my life, we would go out to what I'm pretty sure had to have been Prairie Farms and just raided their
no.
dumpster for an absolute metric fuckload of chip bags of various like sizes and shapes. Like
Empty bags or
no,
like
full,
with chips? in
like
them?
full of just
Oh hell yeah.
yeah. Totally forgot that was a thing that I used to do. Actually,
I mean,
That
I
was
used
a-
to pick up like I said, I used to pick up dead deer on the side of the road. So I've done stuff
Yeah.
like that. Don't
Yeah, dude.
worry. It's sometimes it goes hard.
Sometimes it goes hard. There's nothing quite like a bag of. Well, we did it when we definitely weren't supposed to, and definitely got
Oh, yeah,
chased
for
out of there
sure.
more than once. I'd do it again. Even grown ups. Like we're talking trash bags full of chips, like full of bags of chips, completely unopened, like totally fine. And like it's the dumpster that they used for it was just for chips. Like it's not like there was like shitty gross shit at the bottom. It was just massive amounts of chips.
Wild.
And that's a
Yeah.
good point to end on, right? Scavenging. That's
Yeah,
the
dude.
moral of the story.
You know what? It's a
Michigan's
zero
all
waste
right.
lifestyle.
Destroy cell phone companies and
And it's always
Dunkachino.
morally right to steal from businesses' dumpsters.
True.
it's always
That's
morally
actually
right to
true.
steal from dumpsters. It's
You just
kind of
have
swag.
you just have to be really careful because some food businesses will pour bleach in their dumpsters to poison the food.
I'm sorry.
This is not a
What?
call out for the places I have worked. I am just aware that some of my friends have been like, "Yeah,
I'm-
man,
What?
we were told that we had to spray down the food so that people couldn't eat it."
That's really cool.
Yeah, right.
That's holy shit.
Yeah.
Like there's
So, I
like
mean,
don't get me
I-
wrong. Everywhere I
people
ever
know
worked, they were
that.
like,
They
yeah,
know
don't
to be
throw-
careful, but
don't give it out to
And-
the people behind. You got to wrap it up and like put it in dumpster layers or whatever. I
And
never.
don't waste the buffalo chicken rollers.
Oh man, I miss. I,
Yeah, no,
I
some
feel
people
bad.
I
actively
fucking love a
poison
buffalo
food.
chicken roller though.
Dude,
I've
I
never had
fuck-
buffalo chicken
I
rollers.
So
fucking
fucking good.
They're so
They're
good. They
so
should. They've no.
good.
They're not. They shouldn't be right. It's literally just meat.
It's a
meat
chicken
tube
nugget. It's a chicken nugget
in tube
hot
form.
dog
Yeah,
with buffalo sauce and a
But
little
they
cheese
slap
nuggets
so
inside.
hard.
So good.
That sounds
they
really
slap
good.
so fucking hard. They're the only things from Sev that I'll still eat.
Absolutely. I'll eat them every time.
Mm-hmm.
I've never
other-
bought from a Sev.
My when I went on the road trip with my girlfriend's family,
Mhm.
we stopped at a gas station and I was doing driving and Mari was like, "Hey, do you want a buffalo chicken roller?" And I was like, "No, I'm okay. I gotta drive." And then like we were driving and she's like, "Hey, I got you 2." And I was like, "I'm gonna eat both of them right now." I lied. I want multiple. They're so good.
What a good move.
I was like,
she's the best.
Like, they're so good. I just like, why would I not eat them? And then like the fact that they got little cheese nuggets in there. We got to stop recording the podcast. It's been
We do.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Dan, do you have anything you want to say? I feel like we've cut you off a lot today by accident. So
No, it's okay. I hate all of you. This is the
Dunkachino.
final podcast, and I want a Dunkachino.
It's a whole new game.
for legal reasons, this is not the final podcast.
Yes, it is.